Peace and love, family, and welcome to another Sunday Hope and Healing section. Sunday Hope and Healing session, indeed a Resurrection Sunday Hope and Healing session. We're broadcasting here today from Central Station Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's here on a wonderful event. But we're not going to do the full length. I know that people have things going on with family and other things going on, but we are going to minimally do a little check-in for this Easter Sunday or Resurrection Sunday. And in the spirit of this day and what I consider the sacredness of this day, our topic today is actually a bit of a question. And the question is the Christ still buried within you? Or is Christ resurrected in you? Is the Christ still buried in you? Or is Christ resurrected in you? All of our life experience, is ultimately about awakening to the divinity that exists within us, allowing that to be fully activated and being expressed in the world. And yes, this Easter, or Easter in and of itself, or Resurrection Sunday, is, and my apologies, folks, I'm not able to see who it is that's commenting or what the actual comments are, because I'm broadcasting from my phone, and similar to last Sunday when I was broadcasting from my phone in Los Angeles. I've got my phone sideways and I can't see who's commenting, but I am sending out a bunch of love from my heart to yours, to whomever you might be tuning in today. Okay, and so when you look at what Easter is all about, or what Resurrection Sunday is all about, you can look at the man Jesus, the Christ, and know that this is divinity being made manifest in physical form, going through the trials and tribulations and challenges of life, ultimately being killed, spending some time buried, and then resurrected to a whole new life and ultimately ascending. Okay. And I want to say to you, beloved, that regardless of what your religious background is, that this is your story. This is the story that you are called as a human being, as a soul, as a being of pure love and divine light who has perhaps sometimes fallen asleep to that reality or has become numb to that truth or simply just forgotten it. But you, as an expression of divinity, you are made of the same stuff that God is made of. You are a divine being who perhaps through choices that you've made along your life journey have endeavored, usually subconsciously, not usually consciously, but usually subconsciously, have in one way or another endeavored to crucify or to slowly kill the Christ in you, the divinity in you, the Holy One in you. It's really the essence of who you really are. Now, in truth, the divinity in you can never be destroyed. It can never be ultimately killed. But you can become dead to the reality of its existence. And oftentimes we do. And then we bury it. We tuck it down because sometimes it's just easier going through life, just like everybody else does, right? It's easy to just exist in the world in a way similarly to how the world operates and how the world flows, how the world goes. I think there was a TV show, a soap opera back in the day called As the World Turns. It's sometimes easier on the surface level for us to just move similarly to how everybody else is moving. So as not to be ostracized, so as not to feel strange or weird or left out or any of those things. And sometimes it's just easier to walk the more well-trodden path, the path that most people are walking on. And at some point in a soul's existence, that just isn't good enough anymore. That just isn't enough anymore. And you start wanting more. You get to a point where you're on the hamster wheel and you feel like there's got to be more to life. There's got to be a greater sense of purpose that I came to this earth to express and to live out. And then there starts being a restlessness or an uneasiness with going with the norms, going with the status quo, going with how everybody else is doing things. And then you start to search for that moment. You start to endeavor to find that piece that's missing. You feel that void, and all humans end up experiencing a void in one way or another. And then we try to fill that void with different things. But the void that we're ultimately experiencing is the absence of the awareness of the divinity that is yearning to express itself in, through, and as us, right? And there's good news. There's good news. And the good news is that it's never too late to wake up to the truth of who it is that we really are. It's never too late to unbury the Christ that has been buried within us. It's never too late to awaken to the truth of who it is that we ultimately are at the source and at the core of our beingness. It's never too late for that. And on this Resurrection Sunday, I pose the question to you, yes, is the Christ still buried in you? Or is Christ resurrected in you? And I want to invite you to be able to step out of the box, to be able to step into a different mindset, a different heart set, to be able to open your heart and open your mind and open your soul to the possibility of a whole new expression, a whole new way of being, and give yourself the holy and sacred, blessed experience of unburying the Christ in you, allowing it to be resurrected and to come to life. Because in that there's power, in that there's truth, in that there's joy, in that there's freedom, there's fulfillment. One way or another, at some point, you're going to get there. It just is a matter of determining how much hell you want to continue to go through before you do. Yes, there might be some challenges on the way, because the way that we are is that we sometimes get into a habit of being or doing things a certain way. In this journey of doing this healing work for 20-something years now, I've definitely come across situations where people prefer having the problem that they're having because it's been like a companion that they're comfortable with and that they're familiar with and that they're used to. Excuse the background noise. I'm broadcasting, like I said, from the hotel, and the acoustics where I am are actually pretty dope. Unfortunately, I don't have my mic. I somehow lost it somewhere between now and last Sunday when I broadcast from California. But at any rate, sometimes it is easier to just stick to the path that we've always been on, to the journey that we have become used to, even if we complain about it all the time. Sometimes it takes a level of courage to step into a whole new life. And I want to say to you, beloved, there's a whole new world waiting for you. There's a whole new level of joy and peace and blessedness that's waiting for you. And it may require stepping into a new dimension of life, In fact, it definitely requires stepping into a new dimension of life, which means on a certain level, stepping beyond where it is that you've been before, maybe stepping a little bit beyond the circle that you've moved in. You know, a reality is that when you get free, there might be some other people that want you to still be bound because of your transformation. May trigger in them an urge or a yearning for their own transformation, and they may not just be psychologically ready for that. And so may it sometimes, you know, say things or do things to try to keep you locked in along with them. Misery loves company, but you know what? Joy loves company too. Peace loves company too. And so that's okay if those in your family or those in your circle, however long they may have been there, aren't necessarily ready to make that jump, to make that step along with you just yet. Just hold sacred space in your heart. You still make that journey. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to the people that you love and that love you, to be the fullest, freest, most bountiful, resurrected version of yourself. Yeah, dig that. And so on this day, I honor and celebrate the resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. And I also celebrate the resurrection of the Christ in you, if you choose. If you choose. Well, this is just a little brief check-in. Checking in before checking out of the hotel. But to all of you, oh my goodness. To all of you, a very happy Resurrection Sunday again from my heart to yours. I'm sending a bunch of love in your direction, a bunch of peace and goodwill in your direction. Whatever you're doing, whoever you're with today, may the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you. May the presence of God watch over you. And may you know that wherever you are, God is, and all is well. And so until we meet again, as we endeavor to enter into the sustainable state of supreme satisfaction, I bid you adieu with peace and love. Happy Resurrection Sunday, and I'll catch you next time.